So Shubham, yes, could you give us shed some light on what you were doing prior to Scalar? Where were you working? What is your background? What is the kind of job that you're working on, and so on?
Let's go. Let's start from the beginning. I just after completed my graduation, I pursue my master's in computer science as well uh, through an open university, IGNU, as you all know. After that, while pursuing my master's, I came across these many data science algorithms and languages that I am not very well known. So after searching that, I grew interest in that, and I wish to pursue my career on that. So I just search all around where I can pursue all these things. I think on a YouTube ad I came across with Scalar. So after that I go through their brochure and someone just called me, and I just took a course in Scalar. In Scalar I just I have that platform where I can pursue myself in this field, and I grab my knowledge and brushes my all those skills that I have going to need to end up in this career world. Besides being in a non-engineering background, it's very difficult to get through this kind of fields to pursue this career. Apart from that, while learning all those skills that I know right now, there are many wonderful teachers, many faculties, many mentors that really show the right path and right goal that you're gonna live on. So the thing is that there are thousands of algorithms in data science. So apart from that, the right way to learn that, or the right algorithm to grasp to know the right thing to crack those kind of interviews and questions. So that's where the role of a mentor come in. And Scalar have a wonderful thing of mentor one-to-one mentorship. So this thing is very nice. Apart from that, for my working life, there are I use Power BI for the visualization process, visualization tool as a visualization tool. And apart from that, there are such kind of SQL queries and Excel. MS Excel is a on and go daily basis. I use that. And apart from that, there are such kind of some kind of data science algorithms I used on some special cases. And apart from that, I pursue all these things in a weekend wise, and I practice all those algorithms and stuff and problems. Keep in touch with that and brush all those skills that I've gained from Scala.
Could you shed some light on what does the company do? What is your role here? What does a day typically look like? What some sort of novelty around what you're currently doing compared to what you did in the past?
Yeah. So this is my first company. I was a fresher back. Then I just got placed by Scalar. I'm currently working at Chef, which is a startup company. And we enlisted on Swiggy and Zomato. We just deliver foods, corporate caterings and all. And apart from that, I took care of the whole business part, like what are the analytics purpose, how will the company grow, what are the key holes that we have to fulfill, that we can maximize the profit and cut off the loss. So apart from these things, I do make such kind of dashboards and presentations for the CEOs and marketing stuffs. Like I would say, one case like I have to present a dashboard for an investor, and there are such kind of critical things that I have to present. And my CEOs and we have a detailed discussion on that dashboard, like 2 or 3 hours. And the end of the dashboard, the end of the sessions, they were like, how can we just like thousands of data, we can just simplify so those things and create a simple dashboard that we can present to the investors and make quick decisions and create a and make a and bring out the quick insights from that huge data stuff. So this was some kind of stuff that I used to do right now.
Got it. What is the hardest problem you have faced in your new job?
Well, the hardest problem is to face, like you have to simplify any problem. if there is a problem, you have to simplify, you have to cost cut such kind of things. Then there are many difficult tasks that you have to keep in mind. There are thousands possibilities where you can, slip off. Like just I will just share one thing. Like we have to, minimize the loss that we are getting from our orders from the customers. So I just go through, I think, mm, 1 to 2 to 3 lakhs of data in 2 or 3 days. So I have to just go through each and every data and search what are the major causes for that loss. And after that, we just make a big leap that what are the keyholes, and I just came across all those things, like what are the percentage, what are the commissions that Swiggy and Zomato are cutting off. So after that, it's been a very successful way to pursue these things in my career.
Got it. Taking a step back, Shubham, once you enrolled into the Scalar program, right, as somebody who
Mhm.
has background as a fresher, right,
Yes.
how did you how did you find the course, right? How did you what kind of modules helped you in your job hunt? What kind of preparation helped you, perform well in interviews and so on, right? Could you shed some light on the learning part of your journey at Scalar?
Well, Scalar has a wonderful dashboard to learn. I would say like there are the whole dashboard is being categorized into sort of modules that you have to work on. So there are programming modules. There are modules that you have to, how to create a CV or how to prepare yourself for the interview. There are such kind of modules. After that, we have to clear those modules after giving a test. So there, I think there have been 3 or 4 tests that I have given and passed. One such test was like for programming. One such test was like for SQL. So after giving those tests, you have to clear those tests first, and after clearing the test, now you are enrolled for the placement purpose. And after that, there is a membership. Sorry, member, not one-to-one sessions where they just mold you like how can you be presentable, how can you be so confident enough to put yourself in that right place or say the right words or track the whole interview with your own way. So these are some kind of cases that I enjoy very much. And after the placement purpose, their Scalar have a such wonderful dashboard where you can see yourself where you have to go through. There are wonderful jobs, and I just got selected from this company, and the rest is history now.
Shubham, at what point of time did you feel ready to begin the job hunt? Right? How did you begin this entire job search process?
Well, the thing is that Sunil, apart from having courses going on in Scalar, I put myself in very rigorous process of learning. Like I would say, like the Scalar classes were around 2.5 to 3 hours in a day. So beside that, I was preparing myself for the masters that I'm going through right now. That I was going through right now, and having the masters examination. Apart from that, I took very seriously that I have to solve minimum 5 to 6 questions per day, either it from programming or from SQL, whatever it is. Because we have the thing is that in this field, if you are not capable enough to solve a single problem in a quick way, so there is nothing you should do. The thing is that we have to keep update ourselves each day. What are the things that are going around the world? What are the key highlights that companies want from a candidate to have that knowledge? So the thing is that besides from scalar journey, I put myself in many wonderful websites and wonderful videos where I just get all those kind of learns in. Suppose I learned the topic A in from scalar. I learned all those things that is related to this topic from YouTube, from different many other websites. So to be in this field, you just have to grasp each and every knowledge. Either you are getting it from Scalar or YouTube or whatever it is. because this was my learning process from whole scaler.
Right, right. So this preparation part that you were mentioning, right? Solving
Yeah.
5 or 6 problems every day. For the sake of the larger audience, what are some resources that you currently use? Are there any websites where you could find this sort of problems to solve, or were you just sticking to the curriculum that is currently being taught? Can you shed some light? I'm sure people would want to know. What?
Well, the thing is, the thing is that Scalar provides us wonderful notes that we have gone through in the master classes. Besides from that, I think GitHub is a wonderful platform where we can have all those kind of stuff. And after, besides GitHub, I think in YouTube there are many such wonderful videos and notes as well. Apart from that, practicing problems, I would suggest HackerRank or HackerEarth, or there are these kinds of platform where you can practice, and those are wonderful platforms. There are such wonderful questions that you may get in your interview as well while applying to any kind of man company.
Got it. So how did the application process go? How many jobs did you try to apply to? How many interviews did you do? Can you talk about that, please?
Yeah, I think I was applying jobs now and then every day. Apart from that, I did I think 7 to 8 interviews, which I was just failed. But the thing is that after 7 to 8 interviews, I know that I realized that what are the right things I have to learn. And I just I think yeah, I remember that I, after having such kind of failure, I go on a one-on-one mentorship. The mentor I have, the mentor that I have I have get from Scalar, I just call him and told him like this, that I am just failing in this kind of interview, so what should I do? So he just gave me those wonderful suggestions that what you have to do, what are the things that you want to grasp. So there are hundred of things. Like there are hundred of topics that you are gonna get in machine learning and artificial intelligence, all those kind of stuff. But the thing is that the right uh, from those 100 algorithms, you just have to know, you know, 15 to 20 algorithms clearly to clear the interview. So these are the keynotes that one should have to learn, that you just have to select the right path to clear those kind of interviews. There are thousands and thousands of algorithms. No one that have that capacity to grasp all those knowledge in this world. So you just have to know the right thing.
Got it. You mentioned giving 7 or 8 interviews, right? So I'm guessing your
Yeah.
resume, your CV would have had a slightly decent shortlist rate, right? You might be getting a lot of shortlist. Speaking of which, Shubham, can you walk us through how did you build a good resume coming from a fresher background? What are the kind of projects you built in? Maybe if you could screen share and show your resume for the larger audience, that would be very.
Yeah. Yeah. Let
What
me just
according
share
to
my screen.
you, what according to your experience are certain do's and don'ts while building a resume? While at a high level, uh, most people know what to put on the resume. I think from your personal experience, if you could walk people through that resume building process, that would be very helpful.
Yeah, the first thing I have to say, like that, whatever you write on your resume, you have to know that those are the key highlights on you that you are going to speak. If you write I would like to say that if you're writing on a resume that I know 5 languages, so once if you get the interview, then if someone is just asked if you know 5 languages, and you are just drilling through all those 5 languages, then you are on the wrong way, on the wrong track. If you know 2 languages or if you know one language, that is okay. You just have to, confident enough. Whatever thing is true to yourself, you just have to write on those things. Let me just share my screen and uh, give you the one sec. Yeah, can you see that?
I hope
Okay.
it's visible for
Yeah.
everyone.
Can everybody see what I am sharing? Okay. 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 So this was my resume while I was applying through Scalar. So first of all, a short um, overview of yourself, and after that, I just um, uh, write my area of interest that I was going through, and the education that I have did, and after that, the projects that I have acquired through Scalar or by anything else. And there are some the technical skills that I just write it down where I should have the things that I have to know. So this was some kind of I think this was the project that I was going through at Scalar on that period, and this project is Titanic survival prediction. On this was a project that I did on Kaggle, so I just mentioned that. And after that, there I mentioned two projects in this CV, but there are many such projects that I have enlisted in my LinkedIn resume. So I didn't get I didn't put those things all in my CV. So I keep it very short and descriptive way to go through this. But the thing is that if I'm working right now, you just have to mention the experience as well. This was the resume that I have created on those days, but the resume has changed a lot more right now. And these are the technical skills that I have acquired through Scalar. Yeah, that's it. This much is this.
Right. Just one clarification here, everyone.
Mhm.
About the time when Shubham was applying to jobs and when he cracked this job, we didn't have Scalar Resume Builder at that point of time, right?
Yeah,
Scalar Resume Builder went live a little later, which is why
yeah,
right now we strongly encourage people to use Resume Builder. But the reason Shubham currently showed this CV is effectively for you to grasp the DNA of what goes in a good CV, right? The kind of descriptions around projects, the kind of skill sets that tech skills and so on, right? That Shubham currently mentioned. So ATS and all these things, ATS friendliness and all these things will be taken care of by Scalar resume template. But what matters is the content you put in, right? And that was one of the reasons why Shubham shared his screen at this point of time. Okay, moving back, Shubham. So let's say you got a resume shortlist. You mentioned that there were a few places where you had roadblocks in terms of interviews, right? You were not able to clear interviews. So
yeah.
uh, usually at the time of rejection, there's a lot of introspection that goes on. We try to figure out some sort of course correction, right? This is a topic that we're not doing well. This is what we need to do.
Mhm.
So how did
Mhm.
that corrective mechanism work for you? You spoke to a mentor. You mentioned that, right? You spoke to a mentor. I'm not able to crack this interview. This is
Mhm.
so on. How did you correct? How did you turn a weakness, and how did you get past that weakness in whatever skills that you noticed during an interview? How did you correct your performance after a bunch of rejections?
Well, the thing is that besides being rejected from all those companies, I just cleared myself that you don't have to learn the 100% of the course, or you don't have to learn the 100% of anything. Just learn the key highlights that a company want. Like I would say, if I would say like if you are applying for a data analyst or a business analyst post for a company, then the key highlights that you have to learn, like you have to learn one visualization tool. Either it is Power BI or either it is Tableau. You just have to learn that. Apart from that, you just have to know the SQL. SQL is the key highlight of every data analyst or business analyst post. And after that, MS Excel is a must. And if you know a programming language, you don't have to know the whole programming language in a root cause. Like if you know the minimum knowledge that how you have to manipulate the SQL queries, and how you can just adjust those queries, and what are the algorithms that you have to use to manipulate those kind of stuffs, then that thing is enough. If that thing is enough for a resume or for a candidate to clear any kind of interview. Apart from that, I would like to say, if you are going to give any kind of interview to a company, first do a research that what are the previous questions that are going to ask. Like there are many sites or many websites that are enlisted where you will get the previous questions, or what kind of questions a company would ask if you are going to apply for this kind of jobs. So and do practice those kind of questions. There are thousands of websites where you can practice those kind of questions. So do practice and keep yourself updated. What are the key highlights that our companies are going through right now? Because a company before 2 or 3 months, the mindset of that company is changed a lot. So you have to up to date yourself that what are the things that are going through in this company. How can you crack those interviews, or what are the questions that probably is going to ask to you according to this company, because questions are slightly different apart from company to company, but the key highlights are probably most of the same. Most of the cases are same.
Got it. Shubham, if you were to give a cheat sheet to somebody who's currently applying to a lot of jobs, right? Uh,
Yeah.
if they were to get an interview in the next 2 or 3 days, and
Okay.
assuming that people have had significant adherence during the program, they've attended classes, they've done all the problems and assignments and
Hmm.
everything, for a 2 day quick revision of concepts for a DA role that people are interviewing for, what would be a good cheat sheet? What topics to focus on? What would be a quick refresher that people can go through before they apply to before they take up interviews?
Well, there are interview questions on HackerRank and HackerRat or SimplyPart. Those are, or InterviewBit. InterviewBit is very good. So there are interview questions that totally, brushed all those topics that you are going to face. Apart from that, I would suggest just go through the algorithms that you are confident with, because if you are not confident on a single algorithm, that if you apply, if you see those kind of questions, just face it off. Because the thing is that if you are not confident enough for a problem, then the interviewer who is going to interview you will drill through on those things only. So the thing is that I would like the cheat sheet will be brush up yourself the algorithms, if not, if a topic is not done by you, just leave it. If you are not able to answer a single question, so suppose there are 10 questions you are going to ask in an interview. If you are not giving answer for a single question, that doesn't affect your interview as well. If you clearly answer the rest of the 9 questions and uh, uh, see the and show yourself in a very confident way, that is going to clear the interview as well. Apart from that, the cheat sheet will be what I can say, like um, go through your algorithms, revise yourself, and have a quick research on the company that you are going to interview. That's it. It's not a rocket science that you're going to do.
Right. Speaking of which, Shubham, I know it's been some time since you made this transition, but how are your interview rounds? What was tested? Do you have some questions that you can remember? At least, if not questions, what topics were tested in your interviews? How many rounds you had? Uh,
Yeah, I think the company that I am currently at, the interview was like there was one technical round only, and on this technical, first of all, there is a screening round. First, they do a screening round, and after that, there was a technical round where I was asked 2 or 3 SQL questions, and I think one problem, one Python question that I was going through, and basically they just focused on MS Excel, because it is being a startup, there was no such big data at that time only, but now it's totally different. So they just drill through my SQL stuffs and one programming questions, and after that they just switched to MS Excel and the visualization tool that I was use, like Power BI. So they just asked me like what are the key stuff, what are the key skills that you would showcase yourself that you are confident with. So I just told them these are my key skills, and after that they just drill through on those key skills only. And after that, I remember they asked me that if there is a situation like this on this, then how would you deal through? So these situation-based questions are very tricky. I would suggest someone should prepare yourself for this kind of stuffs, because if you are, just to tell me, I would like to tell you one thing. Like this, there are many kind of questions where you have to face through for situation type. Like those kind of questions just are there. How to check that what are the key highlights of yourself that you are going to solve that. That what are the steps that you have to take to solve that. What they don't want the solution. They really don't want the solution, or they really don't, see. see the right thing. They just want to see like what are the key steps that you are going to take to reach the solution, right? So be confident enough to taking care of those situation questions. Like these kind of situations questions were asked in every interview to me. So this is the thing that I must tell everybody to grasp some knowledge by the mentor or the some kind of YouTube videos or like that.
Right. Shubham, I have two follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Can you give an example of a situation type question, right? You mentioned it's very critical. Any example? Not
Well, I
necessarily
don't
methodology.
remember.
Okay. Not necessarily what
Uh,
you, but maybe a situation type question that you would have seen other people in your company being tested on and stuff like that. If you can remember that, wonderful. Otherwise, it's okay. We can skip this.
well, let me think. Yeah, the question that I was facing through, like, if they just asked me, like, mm, no, I can't remember right now.
No, it's okay.
Uh,
But I'm guessing it's on the lines of a business problem. How do you convert a
Yeah,
business?
there, of course, it is a business problem. The situation questions is, of course, it's totally up to the business things. Yeah, I remember. Like, they just asked me like this kind of stuff. Like, there is a, suppose the business the investor is going to come and check the scenario and the key highlights that the company is going through in 1 week. So, what are the steps that you should take to ensure that the business investor is happy? And so, or what are the key steps, to solve any kind of problem that if a business investor is facing to walk through your presentation. So this was the question that I remember that they have asked me, like if someone is facing some problem in grasping the presentation that you have created, then what are the key steps that you have to take to showcase yourself. So this was thing I remember.
Got it. Uh, Shubham, one of the things that not a lot of us talk about, most of us talk about technical rounds, what was tested in the assignment and assessment and all these things, right? Could you shed some light on what the non-technical rounds look like, a hiring manager round or an HR round, right? Usually these people also talk to you, try to identify things like culture fit and so on, right? Uh, what, according to you, are some do's and don'ts for a non-tech round? Once the tech rounds are done and you've cleared all the tech rounds, there's usually a HR round, culture fit round, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
How does
So
that
the
work?
thing,
What do you do
yeah.
and do?
So besides everything, besides the technical stuff that you have to learn, I just want to say that be diplomatic at some time. Don't go for the straightforward answer. Don't go for the quick answer. Just think for a bit. If the question is easy, if the answer is easy, you have to think for a bit and go for the diplomatic way to solve that. Um, Apart from that, don't be easy for everyone. Like don't be frank for everyone, because frank behavior is very critical at some time. If you are answering something in a diplomatic way that is suitable for that company and that is suitable for that scenario only, so that was very much what would I say, accepting for that company. If you are very good at answer something, it is very accepting for any company.
Question from Ranjit. After joining Scalar, how much time did it take to get a job? Which batch?
Um, uh,
Shubham? Maybe you could mention
I
that as
Which batch? I think it's 2019. I think. Let me just check. Oh, one sec.
well. It says DSML September 22 in my records.
Yeah, September 22. Yeah.
Okay. And how much time did it take to get a job? When did you got placed in
Uh,
23?
yeah, I was placed in 23, but before that, I was going through many jobs and many interviews. And while clearing those interviews, I think it takes me around 4 to 5 months to clear this interview.
Okay.
After passing all those tests in Scalar, the programming test and the module test that we have. After that, I just 3 to 4 months, I've been placed in by Scale.
Got it. Very important question from Tejas. How did you make the best use of mentors and TA?
Well, the thing is that there are many things in your mind that you will get before you are getting placed. So the thing is that whatever the mentor says, whatever the placement assistant says, it's totally fine. After that, I would like to say, my mentor, basically, my mentor is he asked me like what are the key highlights that you would show yourself if you are giving an interview. So I just speak about myself like these are the key notes that I will highlight myself to an interview. So he just add up some little bit and brush up those key highlights and told me this is the right path that you have to work, and this will be the these are the algorithms that you have to go through, and these are the key points that you have to go through. And how would you and he just told me that how would you ask someone, or how would you say an answer like that I said before, that you have to be diplomatic while giving an answer. So this was said by my mentor only. So because I in my first or second interview for any company, XYZ company, I was very frank. I was very clear, and very. I give answer very one-to-one manner. So if someone asks me, I just shoot answer then and right. So he just tell me just take your time and be diplomatic and go on a step-by-step process. So these are the suggestions that my mentors and TA gave me.
Question from Harinder. Is there any age limit for data analyst or data scientist?
No, there is no age limit.
Question from Mohammed. How much of Python 2, OOPS and functional programming is important as a data analyst? Are you getting to implement these concepts in your current role?
Well, Mohammed, I'm not implementing those concepts in my current role because since my company is a startup and I don't have this kind of big data to implement this kind of stuffs. But the thing is that I do practice all this kind of stuffs in my weekends. But apart from that, if you are planning to apply in a man company as a data analyst or an engineer, then you have to clear yourself, or you have to grasp a very good knowledge on this kind of concepts.
Question from Shubham. Can you tell us what would be the expected package as a fresher? Shubham, I don't think we should anchor ourselves to numbers.
Yes, yes,
There are people, different ranges are very vast. I don't think we should have a
yeah,
mental anchor around this. Right.
yeah.
Question from Shriyash. I'm from non-IT background. I have 6 years experience in sales and marketing. What would you suggest? Where do I have to apply? Data engineer or data analyst?
Well, apart from being a non-IT background, you can reach out for a data analyst role, because applying for a data engineer, being in a non-IT background is very difficult, because every company just want an engineer to be an engineering post. So if you go for a data analyst post, it will be very helpful for you to crack any kind of interviews. If you have if you have those right skills that you are going to need for a data analyst, then it will be very easy to crack.
Right. Also, Sriyash, since you have about 6 years of experience in sales and marketing,
Yeah.
see if you can use this to your advantage. You might have access to industry information, industry knowledge.
Yes.
To
Yes.
apply
Yes.
for DA roles or DS roles within that industry, you don't have to start off as an absolute fresher. You will have some
Yes.
contextual information that nobody else will have because you have that sort of a
Hmm.
background. So try to find that sweet
Hmm.
spot in terms of industry or skill set where you can apply for DA roles.
Yeah. Correct. Correct. Absolutely.
Question from Shubham again, to Shubham. How is the job market right now?
Well, the job market, the thing is that if you have once again, I'm repeating these things. If you had the right skill, the job market is always good for you. But if you don't have the right skill, the job market is always down for you.
Question from Kaushal. What type of mathematical skills are important in interviews?
Well, Kaushal, you don't need a very good mathematical knowledge to clear any kind of interview. You just, if you are facing some kind of interview that need a mathematical background, then you have to know. But the thing is that if you are applying for a data analyst purpose or an data engineer purpose, you don't need a very good knowledge from mathematical skills.
Question from Arul. Personal question. Can you share your day-to-day schedule, including personal stuff like exercise, meditation, study hours, practicing assignments? I think good question.
Okay. Well, Arul, the day-to-day schedule is like the thing is that I generally woke up at 7, and my office hours are from 10 to 10 to 6, I think. But I never come back at 6. I never leave the office at 6 because there are a lot of much. I generally leave my office around 8 to 8:30. So besides my working life, I don't exercise. And but the thing is that I would like to add up after coming back from office. It is my daily routine that I will sit by my computer and practice as much questions that per day that I want. Like I generally solve 2 to 3 questions minimum every day to keep in touch with my skills. Like I would say, like one Python questions or one SQL questions or 2 or 3 SQL questions like this to keep my updated to up to date myself every day. So this is my what I would say my schedule. Like this I have to do apart from any kind of workload, any kind of mental load, or whatever it is. I have to complete all those things. I have to solve any questions. So that solving questions was kind of meditating, or I would say meditation for me. And there is no such kind of study hours. If a questions need 1 hour to solve, it will, you have to give 1 hour. If a question is being solved by 5 minutes, then it's totally up to you.
Question from Arul again, although I'm guessing a lot of people will resonate with this. I
Mhm.
fear leaving my current company without an offer due to the financial commitment. If I tell 90 days notice period, I don't get interviews. People look for immediate joiners. How to go about this? Your thought, Shubham, and maybe then after that I can give my opinions as well on this.
See, Arun, the thing is that every company required an immediate joiner, but but uh, 90 days notice period, well, it varies from company to company. If a company is having 90 days notice period, then of course it is some kind of stuff like you have to serve that. But the thing is that if you have any kind of good offer while leaving a company, then I think you should leave.
To add on to this, Arul, we'll have to look at it from a company standpoint. Why does a company seek an employee to serve 90 days, right? Primarily, it is regarding business continuity. They want to ensure that once you leave and the next person joins, there is a
Hmm.
smooth transfer of context and information from the exiting employee to the employee taking over the new role. Right.
Hmm.
There are a few things you can do to ensure that you do not get affected by this. If you have a good relationship with your manager, try to have a candid chat with the manager about and try to reassure them that you will not leave things hanging, or you will ensure that the transition is completed. You'll ensure that KT is done as per the company's requirement and so on. So one, try to convince your manager if you have a good relationship. Two, if you do really well in your interviews, several cases, and we have seen this in Scalar as well, several companies offer a buyout option. They are okay with buying out the notice period from a current company. You could explore that as well. Thirdly, I think worst case scenario, try to go to your company and tell them that you will try and help them find a replacement. You can reach out to us. We will try to refer learners who want to apply to your company. We'll try to expedite the process from our side. Bunch of things depending on your personal situation, depending on the dynamics in your current organization. You could handle these in some form or shape. Suresh Kumar, if possible, can you share SQL or Python cheat sheet? I think we covered.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think. Well, I don't have this kind of cheat sheets and all. I just I don't really note down any such kind of stuff. If I want to find anything else, then I just Google it. Well, apart from that, I think I should make a cheat sheet for you guys to share.
Question from Karthik. Any suggestions to experienced folks who are currently taking course with Scalar? Karthik, I'm guessing you're talking about placement related suggestions.
Yeah.
Karthik, like we covered some time ago as well, when you have a sizable years of experience under the belt, try to minimize the variables that you currently have. If you have domain specific information in a particular industry, like whether it's banking or whether it's e-commerce or something, try to identify DA/DS roles within those industries so that you don't start off with a blank slate. Your experience in that industry should matter to something, which is why I think making that transition with slightly lesser variables would be probably more helpful. Shubham, in case you want to add something here.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Whatever you say, Sunil, it's very true. If you are having this kind of experience in a field, then you should take care of that experience and value that. And you should pursue on those kind of stuff that those experience would work with.
Okay. Question from Asad. Also, Asad, fairly similar question. 10 years and
Yeah.
so same premise holds here. Question from Kaushal. Any motivation to be regular for 5 to 6 months in study? Kaushal, two motivations off the top of my head: getting better at your craft, and second, better job opportunities. You're well placed to take on more interviews. You're well placed to take on that transition that everyone is looking for.
Yeah.
Question from Piyush. I'm struggling in terms of BI tool, be it Tableau, Power BI, or even Looker or anything else. Can you share your complete roadmap? As SQL and Python is duly covered, but BI I feel is difficult to get even on the internet. Can you please help us give the basic map to learn from basic to advanced, not just related to Tableau, but transferable skill for any BI tool? Piyush, I think Shubham covered this, but Shubham, maybe if you could just summarize what you spoke about last.
Well, the thing is that Piyush, first you have to understand that any kind of visualization tool either it is Tableau or Power BI. The the thing you have the thing you are using is an Excel sheet. So if you are good at Excel, like I would suggest that the sheet that you are using to create those kind of dashboard in Power BI or Tableau, the Excel sheet that you are going through, please go through that Excel sheet first and see what are the highlights that Excel sheet is telling you. Like there are many and many crossroads and many hidden purpose that an Excel can give you beside Power BI and Tableau. So first go through the data first, and after that gain some knowledge and write down all the key points that the Excel sheet is giving you. And beside that, Power BI and Tableau is just a tool to visualization for the Excel sheet. So apart from that, what are the questions? Let me just go through again. Power BI even look at anything else. You can share probably the roadmap as an external market. Acha, okay. So the roadmap is like first clear yourself in Excel that what are the key highlights or what are the hidden things that the Excel sheet is telling you. After that, if you are using SQL on that, make sure that you are using the exact query and the exact solution that the problem is using. And after that, if you are facing any kind of difficulty in Power BI, so you can go through YouTube and see the Power BI classes. I think that is BI is very easy. BI is very easy for any for anyone. If I can do, you can also do.
Question from Sanjay, and I'll take this. Why are job postings decreasing on Career Hub, seeing only 1 to 2 posts? Also filling fast, need clarification on this. Sanjay, job posts are made live on Career Hub, but I'll tell you where the challenge is. Especially for entry level roles or entry plus one sort of roles, companies have a very short turnaround time. Scalar is one of the channels that companies use to procure talent. When we put up a job post on Careers Hub, one, you're competing not just with other learners, you're also competing with all the other channels that companies have where they currently hire from, which is why it is important to get back to the company very quickly with the list of recommendations from Scalar, the list of applications from Scalar, and so on, which is why you will see a lot of these jobs getting expired because time is of the essence here. If we don't fill those positions for a given company, somebody else will. Hence, Sanjay, my request to you is try to set up job notifications. We are trying to figure out some alternate workarounds for this, but Until then, try to set up job notifications so that as soon as a relevant job goes live, you'll be able to apply. Question from Suresh. My overall experience, Suresh, I think we covered this in detail around
Hmm.
relevant experience. Uh, Shwetang Singh, I have improved in Python and now working as my team's go-to Python resource. So now my manager asked me to learn new libraries. My teams work in data analysis, transformation, web application, little bit of machine learning. If you can tell me about some libraries which I can learn that can be useful for me and if possible my team too. Any suggestions here, Shubham?
Well, the library that you have mentioned is totally fine for any company to work with any kind of analysis. So, and Scalar have very vast module that can cover besides this kind of library. So, I think Shwetang, those libraries that you have improved, like Pandas, NumPy, and PySpark, I think Matplotlib is very good. So you can go around on those things, and you can see what are the scalar module have taught you and what are the libraries they have provided, because those kind of libraries that have scalar provided us is very much used in any industries, so you can go around that.
Got it. Folks, we have another 5 minutes left for this call. Maybe we'll just take the questions that are left. I think they should cover most of it. Question from Shashank: have you, apart from scalar assignments, have you solved any other questions on SQL, Python, or created projects? If yes, can you share the websites?
Yeah, I think I have showed my CV that I have completed a project on Kaggle. So you can search around Kaggle. Kaggle is a very good website where you can completed any project and listed on your CV. And apart from that, GitHub is a very good platform where you can showcase yourself and enlisted whatever the projects are going through. And there are many free projects in GitHub and Kaggle only where you can complete all those things and listed up in your CV. And that is a very good point.
Question from Malar. Tomorrow I have an interview for business analyst intern. JD mentions good Excel knowledge preferred. Can you give some ideas in which part of Excel I should concentrate more? And maybe 2 example questions for the role.
Well, for a business analyst purpose, Excel is a go-through. So you can go around the lookup formulas, the index formulas, and if anyone, if they are showcasing like, if you have to, present a dashboard through Excel, then you can go for the pivoting part as well. So these are some that kind of stuff that you have to know to, clear any kind of analyst intern for any company.
Question from Rajat: how many hours you used to study in a day during the course of Scalar? Rajat, I think it's a personal
Yeah,
matter.
it's a personal thing.
Right. So,
If you can grasp your knowledge in 2 hours, you can. If you grasp your knowledge in 10 hours, you have to give to 10 hours.
question from Karthik: might have discussed but didn't understand. Please tell me, when did you join Scalar? When did you join the job? How many months it took to get ready for the interview? Karthik joined in 2022, got the job in 2023. How many months did it take for you to get ready, Shubham? Again, this is a personal thing. Some people take a longer
Yeah,
time. Some people feel ready
I
much
would
faster.
say if you have any kind of previous knowledge that I have already mentioned that I was in a non-engineering background, but my graduation and masters is completely from computer science. So I know computer science from class 11, 12. So apart from that, having a grasp in a computer language, in a programming language is sort of easy for me because in my masters I know Java. So switching from Java to Python is quite easier for me. So apart from that, the months that I require for getting my interview cleared is like 4 or 5 months. I have taken myself to I give myself to clear all those interviews.
Question from Bhagirath. I have completed graduation in 2022 from mechanical engineering, I suppose. After that, I directly joined Scalar. How can I justify this gap of 2 years?
Well, Bhagirath, you cannot justify any kind of gaps in interview. If the interviewer asks this kind of questions, that what are the plannings or what are the things that you did in that kind of gaps, so you have to ready yourself for a good questions or a projectile questions like these are the key highlights or the key things are important things as well that I have done in those kind of gaps. And apart from that, be get ready yourself to clear the other questions, because if you are clear any kind of technical questions, or if you get cleared all those kind of stuff beside the year gap, then you will get selected.
Question from Purnendu: how to overcome SQL coding fear?
Well, the thing is that you can't overcome the fear. You just have to practice and practice. Practice is the only thing to get over with the fear. As I say, I practice now and then every day. After getting the job, I do practice questions. Either it's from SQL or either it's programming questions every day. Either it take 2 hours to complete or 4 hours to complete. That doesn't matter. You have to practice.
Okay, we have two more before we can wrap
Yeah.
up. Murlidhar says, since you spoke of algorithms, are you thinking of transitioning to DS or ML roles from your current analyst role? If yes, what advice did you get around this?
Yeah, I would say Muralidharan, yes, I am currently as an analyst role. Beside from that, after getting good experience in this field, I was planning to switch myself in a data scientist roles. Beside after before switching to this kind of roles, I need you have to clear yourself that you know the right algorithms or you know the right stuffs to seek to this kind of roles. So that's why the algorithms as the algorithms the scaler have provided us, or the algorithms that any kind of machine learners should know, is very much efficient to go through this kind of stuff.
Okay, last one from Murlidhar again. After you joined as an analyst, were there any data engineering aspects of the job with PySpark or something like that? I'm asking because I'm wondering whether PySpark will be taught here.
Yeah, PySpark is taught. I'm asking because I'm wondering whether I think PySpark will be taught by Scala. I think Sunil will answer this very efficiently.
Right.
Sunil?
This probably comes in the machine learning side. Although I think Murlidhar's question is primarily around data engineering. In a data
Yeah.
analyst, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
do data analysts work on data engineering aspects? Is I think Murlidhar's question.
Well, the thing is that were there any data engineering aspects of the job? Well, not that much, but because this will switch from job to job. Because if the requirement if the job requirements are there for a data engineer purpose, then I think there will be some kind of aspects. But if not, there will be not. So I think it will vary from any kind of profile.
Right. All right then, Shubham. Any closing thoughts, parting shots from your side? Any
Uh,
general advice that you would want to leave the audience?
Well, if I to close myself, uh, practice yourself every day, and go like if you give yourself the hours, the golden hours that you should practice, then those practice hours will showcase on your interview as well. Because if you are not clear at your stuff, then any kind of course or any kind of channel or any kind of questions or cheat sheet will not help you. If you are clear yourself, you can say yourself that yeah, I know this kind of stuff, I know this algorithm, I know in and out of this software, so it would be very easy. I would like to say practice and practice and practice every day. Either it is give yourself the hours that you need to grasp the knowledge. If you are not getting time, just can make time to clear yourself. That's it. This is not a rocket science to any kind of things to clear the interview. You can clear interview, but you have to give the hours to clear those interviews.
Right. So thanks, Shubham. Thanks for taking time off on a Sunday to have this session. It was lovely chatting with you. Hope the
Thank you.
audience enjoyed this session as well. Thanks everyone for joining the call. Uh, Have a good rest of the weekend.
Check out Scalar's masterclass by industry leading experts only on Scalar's event page. Link is in the description below.